Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Podcast. Today we are talking about the nice weeb weekend we had in Vegas.
WEEB Weekend Extravaganza.
Yeah, truly.
WWE. I just came up with that on the fly, so
Oh, that's what we're calling it from now on. Anytime we get together, it's a WWE, guys.
WWE.
We'll just hashtag WWE in all our posts now, and people will be very confused.
They're like, what does this have to do with wrestling? No, it does nothing actually at all.
Oh gosh. Yes. So we were in Vegas, which apparently I not only like came out to visit Kacie, but also left just in time because it's freaking 122
Yeah.
as we speak, as we're recording this. And luckily when I was there, I think the highest it got was like 113. So
Which is still okay, like anything after 110, I'm like, it feels like I'm on fire.
yeah.
It feels like I'm on the sun.
Yes.
So I'm like, after that, I'm like, we've all seen my skin tone, okay?
Yeah.
I am very pale, very pasty. I don't do good in the sun.
No. She bursts
Like
into
at all.
flames. Bursts
Yeah,
into
like
flames like a
literally.
vampire.
I'm like Edward Cullen of the modern day. Even though I
Truly,
live in
except you
Arizona.
yeah, except your sparkle is just sweat.
Yeah.
It's not actual sparkle.
I wish.
But so yes. And honestly, like to me, like the heat itself is fine, but it's the actual sun, like when you're standing in the sun is when
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna burst into flame.
Yeah, which we had to do when we visited the One Piece Cafe.
Woo! One Piece! Yes. So, for all of y'all who don't know, or who don't watch One Piece, there is a pop-up cafe currently in the Las Vegas area, and I wanted to go, and so I told Casey, I go, "You take me," and she said, "Okay." We didn't
Woo!
we didn't really plan for it to be like a hot weekend, but that's just the weekend that it happened. But I think the cafe didn't open until like May, anyways, so it was
Yeah,
gonna
like
be
the end of
hot
May.
no matter what.
Yeah. Well, it's Vegas, so it's like
It's always
after
hot,
April, it's always hot. So it's like really picked the worst time. I mean, it's like a
truly.
good time, I guess, because like there's tourists and stuff, but like,
Mhm.
man, that line is brutal.
Yeah.
I could not imagine standing there because we went right as they opened, which was
Yeah.
at like 11 a.m.
Mhm.
I could not imagine going there in the
Any later.
afternoon. Yeah, or
Mm-mm.
like any like after this weekend it's just gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter, so
Yeah.
like even by like 11 a.m it's already gonna be like 1:15.
Yeah, I just have to point out I was very proud. The night before, Casey was like, "I want to leave the house around 9." And I'm like, "Awesome." And here's the thing with Casey and I, we normally set like a time and then we just don't keep to that time. I mean, like we normally are within like 20 minutes, but normally we're also not in a true rush to get anywhere. But I was
Yeah,
so proud. We literally arrived at the cafe at like what, 10:45ish,
yeah,
10:50ish.
we were there like
So
right on time.
yeah, it was beautiful. And we were nervous because it's just in like a random like shopping mall situation kind of thing. It's not like in Vegas like at the strip, thank goodness, because I can't even imagine if it was in the
oh
strip.
oh god, no.
Yeah. We did go to the strip for something else, but we'll talk One Piece Cafe first. But it was in a random shopping mall. The only thing I didn't like, they didn't have any like shade for you to stand in. Like they
Yeah,
didn't provide.
except for one sliver of like teeny tiny sliver of the awning once you get to like the
Yeah.
building part. And
Yeah. Once
and
you
I'm
get like
saying like
close to
teeny
the door.
tiny.
Yeah, like you have to like suck it in order to fit in the shade. So like if it were me, like if I were running this cafe in Vegas, I would have put like at least one easy up out there for people
They
to
did
like
give us water
congregate under.
though.
They did, and they gave us ice water, which
Yes.
honestly, they're the real ones because most people just give you like tap water and you're like, "Oh, thank
Yeah,
you."
if any at all. So
Yeah. So yeah, and they gave us like the cups were pretty like they weren't huge, but they were not like also like a mouthwash cup. They were like an
Mhm.
actual like regular cup, like a solo cup, maybe a little smaller. But yes, and the all the employees were very nice. They all seemed very happy to be there. I mean, I know nobody wants to necessarily work food service, but they seemed all happy to be in a One Piece themed cafe, which I would be if I had to work food service.
Yeah, I think that's
You
the
might as well do it in a
exception.
might
Like,
as well
that's
do it
the
in a One Piece
exception to it.
cafe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we stood in line for like 45 minutes ish. About
Yeah.
35 of that was outside. Um luck and of course I took sunscreen with me, but did I put it on? No. And then Casey kept going over there was another building like next to it, and so she's like I'm going to go stand in the shade, and I'm like, "Do you do that? You have no natural protection on your body, whereas I have a bit of a tan, so I
Also, this guy, like, offered up his van.
yes."
He's like, I have a 7-seat van with air conditioning." It was, like, right in front of the, like, cafe
Yeah.
doors, and he's like, "No, I'm serious. If anybody wants to go sit in my van." I
Yeah,
was
he
like, "Yeah,
was
let me
like
just jump in this stranger's van."
yeah, he's like, "Get in, you guys!" Like, cause he had like, I don't know, maybe like a 12-year-old son. So he was just like, feel free to like go sit in the AC for a little bit and like cool down, which I thought was very nice. We did not take him up on the offer because, Casey and I are both awkward when it comes to things like that. So we were like, no, no, that's okay, even though I'm standing here dying, but it's fine, it's fine.
It's fine.
Um,
Like
but
the
yeah,
dog on fire meme, like, literally, this is fine.
truly. We're that like that fish that's on fire from SpongeBob with the backpack. That was us.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
us. Also, everybody in line, like the fellow One Piece fans or people that were dragged there by said One Piece fans, everybody was very nice. There was no fighting. There was no like even like when we got inside and it's like kill or be killed to get a table. Everybody
Oh
was still very
god.
nice. When we were leaving, all of a sudden there was a man at the table, and we were like, "Oh God!"
And he's like,
Like,
"I'm not moving
yeah,
until you guys leave." And I'm like trying to gather up the trash like as
yeah.
quickly as possible. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Like I'm trying to go as fast as I can. But yeah, so One Piece Cafe. It was beautiful. Super fun inside. They had all the wanted. You'll be able to see. I did a vlog. There'll be a vlog up on my YouTube channel that you can actually like visually see everything. But they had like all of the wanted posters for all of the Straw Hat crew on the wall when you came in. I do wish like the where it said I think it said One Piece Cafe Las Vegas on the in like graffiti letters. I wish they would have
Hmm.
given a little more room so you could get a good picture of it. Um
Yeah.
because the line was right there. It was like right next to the register, so everybody is trying to like look at the menu and look at all the merch that's in there, and so you can't get a good picture of it. Um but yeah, and then of course they had like all of the One Piece like title screen and end screen music playing. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have a TV somewhere playing the episodes, like the beginning of like the beginning seasons. And they had a really cool like wall mural with all the characters on it. That was huge. It was like the whole wall. Um, but yeah, so Casey, what did you think as a non One Piece watcher? What did you think of the cafe?
Okay, here's the thing. It almost makes me want to watch it, but then remember that it's so long that
Yeah.
I will probably die before I ever finished it because I like to start things and stop and start and stop and start and stop. Um, but I thought it was so like it was so fun. Like they really like put their whole one piece
One
of
Piece.
sea into that cafe.
They truly
Like
did.
the food was super good. Like the portions were like, because it's like it's pricey because
Yeah.
it's a pop-up cafe and
It's a
everybody
pop-up
wants to
themed
go.
cafe.
Yeah, a themed cafe. But the portions were like really good and like I thought it like it's definitely worth the wait. Even if you don't watch One Piece, maybe go with somebody that does, because
Yeah,
they'll
so they
understand
can
it.
explain
Yeah.
things
I
and
just
point
like
out things.
yeah, I just like Chopper, and that's the only reason I'm there. So,
Yes, and honestly, that's all you need. As long as you know
yeah,
who Chopper is, it's all that you need. And
yeah,
you know who
that's pretty much
Zoro
all you need.
is.
Yeah, yeah. See, I know some things, okay? And
Yes.
I like anime, so I feel warranted to be there, okay? Don't shun
Oh,
me, people.
absolutely. Yeah. It was
All the
fabulous
One
because
Piece fans.
I did a, like, very, like I love all the animals in the background,
Yeah,
sorry, I get distracted.
that's Scarlet, by the way. It's not my cat. That's Scarlet.
She's like, "I'm gonna be on the podcast because I have to be a cat." Um But I did I don't wanna call it a Disney bound because it's not Disney, but just like a closet cosplay of Zorro. So I had a green bandana, a white shirt, and black shorts, and I was very proud of myself because, 1, Kacie knew who I was. She was like, "You going for Zorro?" And I said, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, I don't even watch One Piece.
Don't even watch One Piece, and she knew who I was, but also the cashier girl that was there, super nice. First of all, she said we were both very beautiful, and I was very flattered. But she also was like, "I see the Zorro theme," and I'm like, "Thank you." And then she was like, "And the supernatural tattoo," and I'm like, "Thank you, queen. You're literally the best."
Yes, Queen.
But yeah, everybody was super nice. Food came out very fast. It
Yeah,
was expensive, but honestly, you can't go to like a themed pop up thing and not expect to pay a lot of money.
yeah. But like I said, I feel like you got a good amount for
Oh,
like
for sure.
what you paid. Like it wasn't like small, and then like you get it comes in like a what like a themed box, and then like you get a
Hmm.
themed cup if you get like the drinks.
Yeah, I was about to say all the packaging was One Piece themed. There was not a styrofoam cup or a plain paper cup or plain plates anywhere inside. It was all One Piece themed, minus the napkins. The napkins, but they gave you very nice heavy duty napkins.
Oh yeah, I was like, is this 5 napkins here?
Yeah, and no, it was one napkin. Casey and I went very like basic on the menu. They had what, like 5 big portion items, maybe like 4 like sides, and then a handful of desserts. I wasn't particularly super hungry, so I just got the fried rice, which honestly was some of the most delicious fried rice I've ever had. It was super flavorful. It had egg in it, just basic fried rice, but it was delish. And they gave you a really decent sized like box of it, so
Yeah,
I
and
was
it's in a
very
one piece box,
impressed.
so it just I feel like automatically makes it taste a little bit better.
Absolutely, and it had Sanji on the box, so I was all here for it. I love Sanji. And then Casey got the French fries and the onigiri,
Yeah,
which the onigiri was like the size of like a tennis ball, and you
yeah, they
got
give you
2 of
two
them.
of them. Yeah, that's why I was like, I did not think I thought it was gonna be like one like
Mhm.
medium sized one or small one, but no, they were like two. I couldn't even finish them. I was so full.
Yeah.
I was like, these are delicious, but I'm so full. And I just drank like a slushy. It was it was good. But
Yeah,
it I
the
mean, I
drinks were
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I don't know. I could not well, I also don't eat meat, so I couldn't eat any of the big those are like literally the only two things I could eat on the menu.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um but like the big portions cuz we got like what the small ones, like they have
We
like the
got
big
basically
ones.
sides is what we got.
Yeah.
We got sides. We didn't even get like an actual like meal. I almost got the Frankie burger, but again, I wasn't super hungry and I didn't want to waste anything because it was expensive.
Yeah.
Honestly though, like the burger I think was still like I think it was 18 bucks, which for some like specialty burger places that's pretty average. It came with fries and I think it had bacon on it if I remember correctly. So it wasn't like a plain cheeseburger with no fries. It was a full meal. Um and then I know like they had like a Luffy plate that came with I think the Luffy plate was the biggest one out of all of
Mhm.
them because it's Luffy and that's what he does. He eats all of the time. Um and that would have been really good if you had somebody to split it with. I feel unless you were,
Yeah.
like, starving, which honestly, if you're waiting in that line for a long time in the heat, you might be.
Yeah,
But,
by the time you get up there.
yeah, yeah. So, we got sides, and for both of us, that was, like, pretty much a meal. And then
Yeah.
we each got a drink. I got it was like an iced tea lemonade kind of thing. Where like it's the what was it? I don't remember what it was called. The blue sea something. Um, but they give it to you and it's like a royal blue color, and then they give you some lemon juice to put in it and turns it purple, so it's very magical. And then Casey got the slushy, which was tangerine flavored.
Yeah, and it was delicious.
Yeah, it was. It was very good. And they had the AC going on in that restaurant, so it actually felt really nice when you came in from outside. Um
And we got a table
yeah, we
magically
actually
somehow.
managed to sit down at a table. I felt bad because the table was meant for 4 people, but it was the only table open when we got our food. So be it.
So
Um
be it.
but it was so cute cuz they had like the table like wrapped in like the One Piece themed, like it was like a vinyl wrap kind of situation that had all of the Straw Hat Crew Jolly Rogers on it, which was super super cute. Also, I had never seen Robin's Jolly Roger until we went to that cafe, and she has a devil fruit power where she can have like she can multiply her arms. So her Jolly Roger is literally like a skull with little like four little arms sticking out of it, and I was like, "That's so cute." We had Casey and I split a pink chiffon cake, little mini cake, which
Yes.
was delicious.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I just lost my train of thought. Um,
Left the building.
yeah. Honestly, everything was very good. I think I would say if I were to rate it, I would say like an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. I would have to agree.
Like it was definitely, I definitely think it's worth the wait. I mean, personally,
Oh yeah.
if it was like longer than like an hour and a half, maybe like if it was like
Oh,
two
yeah,
hours,
no.
I'd be like,
Mm-mm. No.
no, because it's hot also.
Yeah.
But like if you get there when they open, and we went on a Saturday too, of all
Yeah.
days.
Which was weird. We
Yeah,
expected the line to be way
yeah, we
bigger.
expected it to be a lot busier, but it really wasn't. Like we got there right when they like opened,
Hmm.
so we waited 45 minutes. So like definitely, if you're gonna go early, but I thought it was worth the wait, and I don't even watch One Piece. So I give it overall experience. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm taking off points for the heat.
Yeah, which is not the cafe's fault, but also kind of
No.
the cafe's fault because they could have provided some shade.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll give him a half point back for the water, so we'll say 9 out of 10.
okay. Yeah, bonus points for the water. Also, the girl who was handing out the water was very nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was definitely like everything was fully themed, which is great because I feel like sometimes with pop up stuff, like they have like the general things themed, but then like when it gets down to like cups or boxes and things like that, it's not themed. One Piece, this cafe truly like went all out because our little cake came in basically a One Piece themed Happy Meal box, which I kept.
Yeah.
The cups were all themed One Piece. It was absolutely beautiful. The only qualm I have is that the merch they were selling was very expensive.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had stuff that you could find like elsewhere, like you didn't need to buy it at the cafe. So it was marked up pretty high, but also like I am a collector typically of pins and patches of places of things that I have been to. But the only option that they had that had the date and the place was either a t-shirt or a tote bag. And they were only like a $5 difference, which boggles my mind. My t-shirt was
It's
like
crazy.
$40 and I was like, "Ugh." I mean, to be fair, it is on par with like concert t-shirts, and actually it is a pretty thick t-shirt, so it's not like just some flimsy little cheapy
Yeah, it's like
t-shirt.
good quality.
It is a very good quality t-shirt, but I still had a small heart attack. But also, like, normally when I go places, I tend to pick something up for my mom, which is typically a tote bag of some kind. I told her I wasn't gonna buy her like a $38 tote bag for a show that she will never watch. And she said that was fine. I was kind of disappointed they didn't have any stickers. Like, I thought stickers would have been something that they would have had.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, I
So,
love a good sticker.
yeah, everybody loves a good sticker. They did have pins, but they weren't like cafe specific. They were just general one piece pins. So I was like,
Yeah, it
I
really sucks that
could,
they didn't have like more like a variety of each, you know, like
yeah,
or like specifically One Piece Cafe because like I feel like if you watch One Piece, you already own
a
enough
lot.
regular merch that you would want
Mm-hmm.
something that's like exclusive, you know? Like I
Yeah.
went here and you didn't, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why, like, in particular, I love like the Hard Rock Cafe pins because it tells
Mhm.
you like what state or what
Yeah.
country or where it is. So I kind of wish they would have had just like more like Las Vegas One Piece Cafe related merch besides the t-shirt and the tote bag. Um I don't know if they were expecting to make a lot of money from that merch. It kind of seems like they marked it up a little too high to
Yeah, it was a little
probably make
crazy.
any money off of it. And also, here's the thing, you're in Vegas. It's kind of like being in LA, where you could probably drive to a weeb store and buy the same thing except cheaper,
Yeah.
you
Like down the
know?
street. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but that was fabulous. I loved it. And then technically the night before, so we did that Saturday. So Friday night, we actually drove to Vegas. And our first stop, I had three items on my Vegas wish list. The One Piece Cafe was probably the biggest one. And then Casey threw in the Stranger Things experience, which was on the strip, which we'll get to in a minute. And then the third one is probably the most random, but also the one that probably makes the most sense for me. And that was a Mexican restaurant that has a bathroom that's themed Pedro Pascal.
Why? We still have not figured that out yet.
We have no idea. Honestly, we should get them on the horn and be like, bruh, how? Why? Thank you.
Thank you. But I'm just curious because that whole so the restaurant is called Tequila Cantina.
Cantina. Is it
And it's
Cantina
like
Tequila or Tequila Cantina?
how
It's
is
one of those.
Tequila Cantina? It's one of those.
Yeah.
But like it's not even in Vegas, by the way. It's in Henderson, which like
Mm-hmm.
is close enough to Vegas, but it's not anywhere near the strip. It's just like this random in
It's in
like
the
a
parking lot with the
random
Whole Foods.
yeah, it's like super random. And you walk in and this restaurant is like insane.
Yeah. It is decorated head to toe. When you first walk in, it's very pink.
Yeah, there's like a lot
Like
of pink flowers hanging from the ceiling and
everywhere.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, it looks like Pepto Bismol like threw up in there.
Yeah. But like in a really cool way.
Yeah,
Because
it
like
was
it was
beautiful.
stunning. It was very like ethereal and like fairy garden esque, but like on the ceiling.
Yeah. And that was just one room.
Yeah.
And there's like a patio, which we didn't see the patio, but I heard it's
Mm-mm.
pretty cool, so I'll have to check it
Yeah.
out one day. And then they have like the main seating area, which is like a whole nother vibe.
Yeah, it's like moody, like space color, like purples and blues, and they've got like five disco balls hanging from the ceiling, and like a big mural of somebody who we still don't know who the mural is of, but they have
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
mural of this
I
person.
should
It's
look it
huge.
up.
I mean, like a full wall
Yeah, it takes
of
up like
this
the whole
restaurant
wall.
is a mural of this. I'm assuming it's a lady. I'm not sure. Um, and it, I don't know. But when we got seated in this like they have so you walk through. the room of flowers, which has like two booths in it, into the main dining area that has like tables, and then you make an immediate like left, and there's two, no, there's only one little alcove, and they've got these like two golden throne-esque chairs with a nice little table in the middle, and like very magical like pictures of unicorns and like other mystical creatures, and it literally looks like the VIP area, and that's where we sat.
Yeah, and, like, it's, like, tucked in this little nook, so you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is my okay, this is not this is where
Yeah,
I
when
need to
she
sit."
she the yeah, when the server, like, stopped there, I was like, "Here? We don't have a are you sure?"
Are you sure?
I was very confused because I was like, "We don't have a reservation." I mean, I think we're important, but we're not actually important to warrant any VIP treatment. Um, but it was magical and beautiful, and once again, the server there, super nice. I'm pretty sure, didn't she say we were pretty? Everybody kept calling us pretty this weekend, and it
Yeah.
threw both of us off
Yeah,
immensely.
I was like, "Okay, somebody stop. I'm getting stressed out here."
um, and then she loved the one piece backpack that I had. And so like every like service person we ran into this weekend, like chef's kiss, top notch, we love you.
Yeah, and they were
Um
also, like, all weebs too, so
yes. Yeah, weebs unite for sure. Um but yeah, and so we sat down. The food was delicious, but I don't know if it's because it's like Mexican food or if they like use something in their food. But man, those nachos moved right through me real quick. They were delicious though, and they were huge. I had like a huge plate of nachos, and I was like, I'm not gonna finish it. Um, and Casey got a burrito, and you said the burrito was good.
yeah, and I also couldn't finish it. I thought I was gonna
Yeah,
die. And
yeah.
then we got margaritas also that were delicious.
Oh my gosh,
I think I got
yes.
what I don't did I get
You had
blackberry maybe?
I think you had blackberry and I had raspberry.
Oh, chef's kiss, so good.
They were so good. I loved it because it was a perfect balance of like fruit flavor, but also you could taste the alcohol a little bit. Like I hate when it's one or the other. Like I don't want a fruit smoothie, but I don't want like a straight up shot. I need it to be beautiful. Also, our server that we had, he was wonderful with
Yes.
everything we asked him to to
They were
do.
all honestly, they were all like everywhere we honestly, I didn't feel like we were went in like ran into any rude people this weekend. Everybody
No.
was so nice.
Yes. Despite the heat, because honestly, it's warranted to be in a bad mood
Oh,
because of this heat.
absolutely. I don't like when people even look in my direction when I'm in the heat, let alone talk to me. But everybody was very, very nice. Like everywhere we went, they were all
Yeah.
just very polite. So props to you, Vegas service workers.
Yeah.
You deserve to be, I don't even know,
Yeah. You
graced
definitely
by
deserve
God.
something. Yeah. You deserve to be blessed. Um but yeah, and then so like in the entire time you're in this restaurant, your senses are just overloaded because there's so much
Oh
to
yeah.
look at.
Oh,
There's so
absolutely.
much happening. And then you go, "You know what? I have to go to," as a woman, I should say the men's bathroom is different. The women's restroom, as a woman, you go, "You know what? I gotta pee." So you go to the restroom, which has this really like cool like padded door. So you go in there, and literally the second you step in, you are greeted with some sort of very sexy, saucy song, which rotates frequently. Um, Blinking like purple, pink, blue lights, and Pedro Pascal on every single wall and on the doors of the bathroom stalls.
I couldn't okay, because we knew about this ahead of time.
We did.
I don't know what I don't even know what my reaction would be
If you
if
didn't
I
know.
didn't know. I would be because it's very much like, did I just walk into like the party room
Mhm.
or like I don't know, is this the because like the whole bathroom stall is just his face.
Yes.
And
He's
it's
eating
like,
cotton candy for some reason. Also, it's an AI generated image, which makes it even more hilarious because it's like it's Pedro, but it's also like slightly off.
yeah, it's also like, is that really him?
You're like,
But
is it
then, like,
Pedro?
there's like
Like,
actual pictures of him
there's actual
around,
pictures.
and it's just like, I would not, I don't even know, like, I was like cracking up the whole time. I was like, I'm so glad there's nobody else in here because I'm dying of
Oh yeah,
laughter
thank God.
because it was like just playing, it was like talking like like the bathroom was like talking
Mm-hmm.
seductively and then playing
Mm-hmm.
songs, and then it's like the lights are going, like, it's that whole restaurant. And it, like, from, okay, but the craziest part is from the outside, it's just like a
It's like
normal
any
building.
regular Mexican restaurant. Like there's
Like any
nothing hinting that it is bedazzling inside.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you like live in the Vegas, or where do
Henderson
I
or
live?
like anywhere
Arizona.
Arizona,
You should definitely check
unfortunately.
it out because it's very crazy. It's very
Yeah.
random. It's like, I mean, it was fun. I had a blast. We took
Yeah.
pictures with us next to the stall in the
Yep.
bathroom. I showed my dad. He was like, "Are you taking pictures in the bathroom?" And I was like, "But look at the bathroom.
Yes.
Look at the." I do it anyways. I take selfies anyways in the bathroom, in the mirror
Yeah.
especially. But
Mhm.
look at this bathroom. You're telling me you
Yeah.
wouldn't? Like, it's crazy.
It's fabulous. It was definitely an experience, a very random one. And it was a delight. It was delightful. Also, the food was good, the drinks were amazing. Amazing? Amazing. I swear I can talk. So definitely what was it? Tequila Cantina, Cantina Tequila, one
Yeah.
of those in the Henderson area of Vegas. It's in the parking lot of a Whole Foods. Um, I would say it's a good like 7.5, 8 out of 10 for a restaurant, for Mexican restaurant, for Mexican food.
Yeah.
Um, so that was our first stop into Vegas. And then we did have to go all the way to the strip for the Stranger Things experience. Casey and I both don't really care for the strip.
No.
It's I feel
Icky.
like yeah,
It's
it is.
icky.
It's like
There's too
going
many
to
people.
yeah, it's like
It's
going to
too
downtown
icky.
LA
Yeah, I
because
mm-mm, mm-mm. Ugh.
like I feel like if you're going to the strip like we did with a purpose, then you're fine. But I know some people go to Vegas and then just like wander around the strip,
No.
and I no. And honestly, I it's been a long time since I've been to the strip in Vegas, and I feel like I don't know if it's because now I am an adult, like an adult, not like a teen or a young adult. That it looks everywhere I look, it's dirty,
Yeah.
and
Also,
it smells like
there's
weed.
it's
There's homeless
nothing
people everywhere.
spectacular. Like,
No.
maybe if you've never been to Vegas, but like you experience the strip once, you've experienced it the whole time. Unless they do like random things where they throw
Mm-hmm.
up a pop-up store or something like that. But yeah, luckily the pop-up store was like towards the end of the strip. It was down by MGM.
Yeah, so we didn't have to go too far into the
Yeah, we didn't
strip.
have to like drive on Las Vegas Boulevard, thank God. Um but yeah, I went like, well, a month ago with my
Yeah, I was gonna
boyfriend.
say a few weeks back for sure.
Yeah. And because I love Stranger Things, I like Stranger Things. And I love it because I love a good photo opportunity. Anywhere you put up like displays where I can take pictures, I'm automatically in. I don't care what it is. Like, I was like, Jamie, you're taking my picture at the One Piece Cafe. I do
Yes.
not care if I don't watch this. The Instagram needs it. Okay. So anything that has a good photo up, and anything, again, like anything themed, I'm down. And it was like, it's pretty interactive, I feel.
Mhm. Mhm.
They have, it's like a store, so it's a pop-up store, but the whole thing is like, the first room is like Joyce's house with the lights and the D&D and all that.
Yeah, it's like iconic like places within like Hawkins. So you
Yeah.
have like Joyce, you have the buyer's house, you have like the Hawkins locker room. You just have like Vecna
The
hanging out on a
arcade.
wall. You've got the arcade. Um, and then of course I love the entrance is the Stranger Things logo, but it's all in like neon. So it's such a
Hmm.
cool like visual like photo opportunity of just the logo. It just says Stranger Things, but it
Yeah, but it's
looks
very
so
cool.
cool. It's very like Tron-esque is what it reminds me, but instead of in blue, it's in red.
Hmm.
Um and then they have, which Kacie and I are Funko collectors. So they had the big giant versions of 11 and Eddie as Funko Pops. So I love a giant Funko.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you get to take a picture on the bike
Yeah, you get to have
with
a
the Demogorgon
Demogorgon
chasing
chasing you
you.
on this bicycle, which is fabulous. I remember when I got on the bicycle, Casey's like, she took a couple cute ones, and she's like, "Okay, I need you to look scared." So I was channeling my inner Honey Boo Boo scared face, and it's a beautiful photo. It will be forever on the internet.
Look like
So
he's chasing you.
yeah, and I'm like. But yeah, and then Kacie, when I said, "Well, now you gotta look scared," she looked like cute scared, like, "Oh my god,
I
he's
can't
coming
believe
to
it's
get
chasing me.
me!"
I'm like, please don't, Mr. Demogorgon. I don't want to go.
Whereas I am like, "Hurry, ride for your life!" But that was super fun. Their merch wasn't anything like super special. They had some like I would say more hard to find stuff, but of course,
Hmm.
being a pop-up store, it's extremely marked up, so it is what it is. But
Yeah, they also have the ice cream there. I didn't look at the price of
yeah.
it, but like
Oh, I
they
didn't
have
either
that at
actually.
Walmart. They have that at
Yeah, my
Walmart. Like,
Walmart finally got it in. Like literally, Kacie, I kid you not, I literally saw it for the first time like a month ago.
that's crazy.
That's how
You
long
would
it's
think
taken.
California would get it
Yeah.
first.
No. No. Not with ice
That's
cream. But
wild.
for whatever reason, when it comes to ice cream, California is either like the last to get it or excluded. Because
Weird.
Dr. Pepper came out with a Dr. Pepper flavored ice cream, and I went, hell yeah. It's not coming to California. I have to go to Texas or Oklahoma to buy Dr. Pepper ice cream. So when I'm in Oklahoma next, I will be buying it.
Or
Um,
Texas. You'll be in Texas too.
I will also be in Texas. We're just gonna Dr. Pepper ice cream it up and all of the trips that I have planned for the next few months. Um, but yeah, so the Stranger Things experience was really cool. Kacie made me walk outside
Whoopsie.
unnecessarily because she didn't know where she was going through the MGM casino.
We went
But
the proper way on the way back.
we did. We
So
got to stay in the air conditioning for most of that walk. And that's the thing is like we got there like what, like 7 o'clock ish?
no, we got there at like 8.
8, yeah, and it was still like over 100 degrees
Yeah. And
outside.
I'm like, this is and people just like walk the strip. Like I don't why. It's
Yeah.
gross.
Also, like every time we saw somebody in like a hoodie and pants, I was like, how?
Yeah,
Why?
why? How? Because I'm wearing like
Like,
as little clothes as possible, and I
yeah, and
want
I'm
to
dying
rip my
heat
skin
stroke.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. So the people of Vegas be crazy. But so yes,
Well,
that was Friday, and then Saturday we did the One Piece Cafe. And then we went to a wonderful little store. I was gonna say cute, but cute's not the correct word. Maybe like
no.
cool little store called Cash for Chaos, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a
Um
little like grunge punk goth. They have like a bunch of like punk accessories,
mhm.
outfits. They have a bunch. It's super cool. And it's like a little like kind of looks like it would be like an antique shop almost because it's like in
Mhm.
like a random parking lot. It's just like a little local Vegas business, but I love that store. I could spend hours in that store. It's so fun. They
Yeah,
have so much
super
stuff to look
fun.
at.
Yes, they had a beautiful selection of like shoes and like harness kind of stuff and jewelry. And again, the people in there were very nice. And it was a really cool store. Although neither of us ended up buying anything, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, and then Casey had mentioned a while back about seeing the Haikyuu movie. And so I googled it and they were showing the Japanese spoken English subtitled version at a theater that was close to where we were at. Except it wasn't until like 5:20 p.m. and it was like what 2:30 when we were done with everything.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, "Well, it's in a mall," and she's like, "It's an outdoor mall." So
Yeah. I'm like the one place this freaking movie, and by the way, the movie came out May 31st. So I waited so long for this movie to come out and you're only going to play it for 2 weeks. It was like the only theater that was still playing it like in Japanese
yeah.
or at all really. And it's at a very nice mall, but a
Oh yeah,
very
mall was
outdoor
beautiful.
mall.
See, the mall reminded me of the Camarillo outlets, but the thing about the Camarillo outlets is it's in Camarillo near the
Yeah.
beach. So it's cool like 90% of the year. Whereas this mall is in Vegas, so it's hot about 99% of
90
the year.
yeah, like it's I don't know whose idea that was. But that was the only theater that was playing Haikyuu, so I was like, "Okay, we'll go to this mall, we'll go into these stores, and then we'll drive around to the other stores."
Yeah. Yeah, so we would, like, hit, like, a couple stores that were next to each other, and then we're like, "Okay, we gotta figure out where we're going next and where the parking space closest to that is."
We just hopped around the parking lot. I was like, "I'm not walking around." I did it
Oh,
once, like, a couple
no.
years ago in the summer. Well,
Ooh.
I walked around that mall, and
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die. So, I was like, we're just gonna car hop to each place," and,
Yeah.
yeah, it worked out pretty well, I would say. I
It
mean, it was still
did.
hot,
It was
but,
still hot. Like, I still don't understand the lack of, like, awnings or, like,
yeah,
shade
shade.
sails or
Also, there was
anything.
people literally so, like, this mall has, like, it's really small, but it's a mini golf course, and there
Oh
were
my gosh.
freaks, you guys are freaks, if you
Yeah.
listening, freaks, y'all are freaks, okay? Like, there was no shade, they
It's an
had misters
outdoor mini golf
outdoors
course.
playing mini golf. I was like, "You guys are fucking psycho."
Yeah, and like it has like the golf course like sand. So it's really fine sand and it was just windy enough that sand's whipping around. So to have that and the misters with the fans and the wind, I just
And the
it was
heat, like,
and
just
the heat like no.
that just
Why?
didn't seem fun. I was like, "How are these people doing that?" Because 'Cause I'm walking up to the store and I'm
Yeah.
about to pass out.
Yeah. And I'm just like you voluntarily are standing in the sun.
Yeah, like,
Why?
no, thank you. We were trying to get out of the sun as much as possible. Like, at one point,
Yeah.
we sat into a little lemonade shop for, like,
Yes,
30
for like an
minutes.
yeah. We're just like we will sit here and drink our lemonades very slowly until it gets closer to movie time.
Yes.
Um, but yeah,
Which even then, we
so
were also, like we were, like no, well, we weren't, like, running late, but we didn't have many previews left by the time we got there, which I
yeah,
think is
by the
ironic because we were there, like, for, like, 3 hours.
yeah, by the time we actually like got into the actual like theater, the previews were pretty much over. I think it
Yeah.
just showed like the ones after they turned all the lights off
Yeah.
and then it was the movie, so it did work out kind of time wise, which is beautiful. Um but that lemonade place in that mall, what was it? I don't even remember what it was called.
I don't
um
either, but it's very good.
it was very good. I had a pineapple mango lemonade. Oh, absolutely delicious, especially because we've been out in the heat all day.
Oh, it was so refreshing.
Oh,
It was so yummy. Now I want a lemonade.
I
Lemonade in the
know. I
summertime is like the
love
best thing,
lemonade.
and they just have like a whole lemonade store.
Yeah.
And like I think well, I told you like because I went to that vegan food festival and they were there
Mhm.
because I'm pretty sure it's
Mhm.
like an all vegan place. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I believe it is.
But
I think it's all just fruit and things
yeah,
along that nature.
lemonade. But I've had it before. I don't know what I got this time, but man, that was so refreshing. I was like, this is the best. This is so good after being in the hot sun. Also, there was like the cutest little girl in there. She was
Yeah.
so sweet. She was like maybe like what, 3?
Yeah, about
And
there.
she was like running around with this little film camera, and I don't know if it had film or not in it, but she was like going up to people and like asking to take their picture, and it was she asked me to take my picture, and I was like, I of course I'm gonna say yes. She's the
Yes.
cutest little girl being
She
like,
was
can I
so
take your picture?
nervous
I
too.
know, she was like, can I take your like she was super quiet, but I like heard
Yeah.
her out of like I like heard her
Yeah.
say it. I was like, "You can take my picture." Oh my god, it was that was such a great day, honestly. Everybody was
Yeah.
so sweet, everybody was so nice. Great day.
Yeah,
10
I
out of
loved
10.
we went into Hot Topic, which Casey and I love Hot Topic.
Never gonna not go to a Hot Topic.
Yeah, if there's a Hot Topic nearby, we will find it. But we walked in and the employee stopped Casey, I think, to tell you about the sales, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty." And then I like turned around to ask Casey something, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, there's no such thing as two pretty best friends." And I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." And
You
Casey's like, "I am
dumb.
very overwhelmed now."
I was like, "Listen, I've just been getting compliments all day." No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, but it was very everybody was so nice, and
Yes.
we
So
had fun.
nice and
And
so
then
sweet.
we'd watch the Haikyuu movie, which Jamie the only thing she knew about Haikyuu is that it's boys volleyball.
Yes.
And that's pretty
And that
much all it
and
is.
yeah, and I knew that the main like characters their volleyball uniform is blue and orange.
Yeah, and he's a little ginger. And that's
Yes.
really all you need to know. And um nobody wanted to go with me because I am obsessed with Haikyuu. I love Haikyuu. So it's my favorite anime. Which is like I feel like if you saw me and you like know what I look like in person, you'd be like, that's your favorite anime? You know? Because I'm like, I don't look like I would love a boys volleyball anime. But needless to say, I could not find anybody to go with me. I don't know why. Um, but Jamie
Mhm.
is down for anything. Honestly, both Jamies
Always.
are down. Honestly, I could have had other Jamie go with me too, and she would have
Mhm.
been like, I don't know what's going
Sure.
on, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. It was a great time.
So it must be a Jamie thing. But
Absolutely.
you enjoyed it, even
I
though you didn't
did.
really understand a lot of what was happening. I mean, like
Ye
it's really just a
It's a
volleyball
volleyball
game,
game.
but there's a lot of like backstory that they like you don't know in the movie. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, it's fun. It's so fun. I love it so much.
Yeah, I think too, because like obviously Casey knows like all of the backstory for all of the characters, and I know nothing. But I do actually feel like they gave like enough backstory to for somebody who doesn't watch IQ to understand. Like
Yeah,
I still understood what was happening, so
yeah.
and it
You
was a
just didn't
great
know who the
time.
characters were and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and I didn't know what has happened in the past. Yeah, I don't know any of that, but it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. And now I need to start watching Haikyuu because I enjoyed it very much.
Oh my god! And then I'm like, I like geek out about stuff, so I'm like, hey, do you want to know whose voice actor that is? Hey, did you know that their animation style changed in the fourth season? Did you know that? I'm like, Jamie's like, I don't even know what this anime is right now.
Yeah,
Um,
Casey's just fun fact central during this whole movie, which was great because like I don't know any of this, so it's like the best time to like whip all these facts out because I'm going, "Oh, cool," and not like, "Yes, I know."
yeah,
Um
good. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, but was very excited to find out that it was Levi's voice, right? That is also voicing a character in IQ.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like,
So
I call him Nerdy Levi,
yeah, he's got
because
little
I don't actually, I
glasses,
honestly, I've watched that anime so many times through, I can never remember his name, so
so
I
he's
just
just
call him
nerdy
Nerdy
Levi
Levi,
forever.
because he like wears glasses. He's such a cutie pie, but yeah, he's Nerdy Levi. But yeah, no, Haikyuu, honestly, you should watch it. I would die because I love that anime so much. And I just happened to be using my Haikyuu backpack. I think I
Yeah.
switched it when the movie came out because I was like, I'm gonna see it.
Hmm.
Um, so good. If you listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Not you, Jamie, but the
Okay.
listeners out there. Don't knock it until you try it, okay? I know you're like boys volleyball. I'm not watching that lame stuff. It's so funny. It's like you like because sports animes just always like over exaggerate things. So like these
Mhm.
like the players will have like a whole inner monologue as the ball is like coming down,
Yeah.
and like it's just so dramatic, and like it's
I
just, and it's,
love how dramatic it
yeah,
is.
like at one point two of the characters are like holding knives to each other's throats,
That was literally the
and
best
like,
scene.
yeah, and I'm like, when I saw that in the manga, I was like, this is just a volleyball competition. We know that, right?
Like, where did you get those knives?
Yeah, you guys are children. Put those away.
What do you
Um,
have? A knife.
a
No.
knife. But it's very good. So, if you haven't watched Haikyuu, go just go watch it after this episode. Get on Crunchyroll and watch it, or whatever streaming service you have. I think it's on a lot of them. So
Yeah.
that's all I have to add to that.
But yeah,
I'm a nerd.
I immensely enjoy it. So like my obviously my experience with anime is very limited. Between like Casey and Wyatt and Diego, I get a lot of, and Christine, I get a lot of like recommendations for stuff, but it's like actually like starting something. So I've had like extreme like whiplash because obviously I started with One Piece, which is like, we're gonna be pirates and we're gonna be best friends forever, but we're also gonna like go through very traumatic like stuff together, and it's good, but it's still gonna be a good time. Um, and then I also started with Attack on Titan, which is just like very traumatizing drama about people being eaten by giant titans. And then you go to Chainsaw Man, which is like demon hunting and devils, and then you go to Haikyuu, which is boys volleyball. So we're getting all of the feelings from all of the anime right now, but Haikyuu is very cute. I haven't, like, to me, from the limited anime that I've watched, Haikyuu is very slice of life compared to everything else.
Yeah. It's
So
a
it
lot.
was,
It's very fun. It's very
yeah.
fun. Like I cried, but also that's not saying much. But
Casey
like
cries
I
all
feel
the
like the
time.
average, yeah, I feel like the average person wouldn't cry watching it. It's just like a very fun anime.
It reminds me of like when you watch like movies that are set in like high school, or TV shows that are set in high school. Like you're not there to take it super seriously for the most part. Like they're meant to be like fun and very dramatic, because we all know that high schoolers are just drama, pure drama. So it's just like a fun time. I had a great time in the movie, even though I don't know any of these characters and I don't remember anybody's name, but I had a great time, and I'm excited
Yes.
to watch more Haikyuu.
Yes. Absolutely. And that was pretty much our weekend. It was a fun
Yeah,
little quick trip a Rooney.
yes. Also, the drive from California to Arizona is very boring,
Yeah. It's a lot
but
of dirt.
it's a lot of dirt, and it's funny because you always think it like it'll be flat because it's like the desert, right? But it's actually very hilly, and it reminded me of driving in Oklahoma, except instead of like green hills, it was dirt.
Yeah. And tumbleweeds and
Yeah,
very boring. It's very, very boring. And then especially like when you're coming towards my house, because it's like you're just driving towards the pits of hell.
yeah.
Um
It just gets
at
hotter
least when
and
you are
hotter and
leaving,
hotter.
you're like, at least it gets cooler and cooler and cooler. Driving to, like, that's why I
Yeah.
love going to California, because I'm like, I just, the temperature dropping just makes me so happy. My dad the other day,
Driving out of the
okay,
oven.
granted, where I work, it's like it's always 10 to 12 degrees hotter where I work. So that picture I
Ugh.
took earlier was where I work. Where I
Yeah.
live, it's always like about 10 degrees cooler. Okay.
But
So my
still.
dad today tried to tell me this is the same climate that I grew up in. I said, Father,
No.
absolutely not. What do you
No.
do you remember where we lived?
Yeah, I mean, like, where you guys lived out here, it was hot, but it like, California doesn't get to 120, really.
No.
At least not in the part of California
Yeah.
that
Death
you and I
Valley.
have grown up in. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Death Valley or like the Mojave Desert, sure. But like the like general LA County area, it does not get to 120. Like I think the hottest I ever remember it being was maybe like 113. But that's normally for like a couple days. I feel like the average is around 100, and it'll
Yeah.
go above or below occasionally. But a 100 is a very good solid like pinpoint. So no, 122 is
It's
not even
brutal.
close to 100. Oh gosh, yeah. But I was very excited because I listened to like the second ever audiobook I've ever listened to. Because when the navigator said for the next 100 miles you're going to
Stay straight.
stay on this road, and I'm like, cool, I'm going to put on a book because I can kind of zone out, but you can't zone out because the truckers on the freaking 40 freeway are insane.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I actually need to finish that book because between going out and coming back, I'm almost done. But my commute to work is so short. I'm like, I'm gonna have to like actually like sit and listen to the rest of it so that I can finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun weekend. We had a good time, good experience all around. I will be out to visit, but not during the summer.
No, more like the winter because
Yeah. We'll come when it's
it's
freezing at
just
my house and like warm at yours.
yeah, which is like November, December because it never cools
Yeah.
down because I live in the pits of hell. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I am very excited because the next time that Kacie and I get together, Casey's coming out to me for a what did we call
WW
it?
a
A
weeb
weeb.
week
Yeah, it's a
at
weeb week
extravaganza.
extravaganza, not a weekend.
Yeah.
So we've got the official Weeb Central group chat, all in one place, aka at my house, for a whole week. So there's gonna be a lot of hijinks and shenanigans, and a lot of videos
Oh
coming
yeah.
out for sure. So, also hold on, let me see. When is this video coming up? Or going live, I should say. So this will be next week. So, by the time you all are listening to this, we are 1 week away from our 1 year anniversary.
Woo!
Can you
Also,
believe it?
we have merch, baby.
We have officially have merch. We have 3 stickers available for you to purchase. We have our beautiful and cute logo that you may stick on. Kacie and I both stuck it on our water bottles, which I think is funny. But you can stick it anywhere you like. They are printed on waterproof, sunproof, heatproof sticker paper. And they're printed on a clear background, so if you stick it on something colorful, it looks extra cute. And then we also have, in true nerd fashion, Nerd 1 and Nerd 2 stickers in the most sparkly paper that we could find. So they sparkle and shimmer. Nerd 1, which is I because I am the old one, is in blue, and then Nerd 2, in true Kacie fashion, is in a beautiful pink color. You guys can find those on my Etsy store, which is etsy.com/ the pineapple outpost. Obviously, links will be in descriptions everywhere, so you guys can buy those. So support the podcast through that. We would love to see pictures of your stickers and where they're at. And we look forward to seeing you next week to join us and help us celebrate a whole year of being consistent with something.
Woo!
Woo! And not
Because
only
we
like
all
one of
know,
us, but both of us.
yeah, we all know that neither of us are good at consistent things
Nope.
because we both work full time and
Yep.
we
And we work
work
retail,
retail.
so
Yeah, so um but we have been doing this every Tuesday
yep.
for a year.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
better stay tuned and this,
Yeah,
and then
there's
within it's gonna be there's a lot coming out. I say this
yeah,
every episode, but literally we have
yeah.
so much stuff planned. It's like
We
we can't
do.
even like calculate it all. I'm like, we have to do an episode about this, about this, about this.
Yeah, yeah, we have so many things that like on the backlog, but also like obviously like film and television, especially like this summer, they're just giving
Oh
us
yeah.
banger after banger after banger. So we got to keep up and keep you guys updated. So there's so much that's going to be happening this next year. So make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. Also follow us on all the socials so you'll be updated not only about merch releases and where you can find our merch, but also episode releases, travel plans. We've got just in this summer alone a lot of travel happening, so it's all very exciting. Um, and also, don't forget to tune in next week for our 1 year anniversary episode. We've got some fun things to reflect on, and we're here to have a good time. So, we will see you guys in the next episode. So, bye.
Bye.